go to school.
Do what?
I love going to school.
Good.
Can I go to school?
No, it's summertime. We will soon, though. Okay?
Okay. Nothing's fine.
Do what?
I can help.
You can help?
Yeah.
With what?
And go to my dance recital.
You already went to your dance recital, didn't you?
Oh. Should I go back to dance?
Yeah, once the dance starts again, you'll be able to go back, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So strong.
Hey everyone, it's Jay Cable again, and I'm going to make a video number 2. I'm going to talk about our daughter Elliana. She will be turning 7 here soon, and it's been a wild ride, to say the least. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of enjoyment, but we've had some hiccups in the road, but we've come out very well to this point. She was born, cute baby, of course. And if you want to see, I might need to upload some videos or some posts or something, show some pictures of her as a baby. But she was a real cute baby, really good baby. She started sleeping really well. That's probably the best thing. You hear a lot about people saying, if you're a first child, or if your first child was as bad a sleeper as your second or third, you wouldn't have had a second or third. But Elliana was one of the examples of, she was a great sleeper, a really good baby. From about 6 weeks old, she started sleeping about 6 hours a night. So really, really fortunate whenever she was born. Sleeping wise was great, and as everybody knows, the more you sleep with a new child, the better. But anyway, she was a really good typical baby. She hit most of her milestones, did pretty well, and then about 6 months in, she got the flu, and I believe her speech kind of seemed to wane a little bit. It wasn't as didn't seem to pick up as much. But anyway, me and my wife, we're new parents. My wife's a speech pathologist, and I'm a teacher, so we were, I guess, noticing some, and probably more my wife than me. But as she got a little older, we were noticing some more tendencies. She was playing by herself, not having much speech at all. She was very delayed in speech. In about 18 months, when she was about 18 months old, we started her going to therapy for speech, and excuse me. She still kind of improved, and she didn't really get her verbal milestones weren't. She was delayed, to say the least. But as we went, we noticed more. Wasn't verbal, was not necessarily interactive with others, and probably when she got to be 2, we really started thinking, we have, it might be some different, something going on. She's not necessarily, she was hitting all our motor milestones easily, but it was the verbal, the communicating, those kind of things that we were getting that were atypical. But she, from 2 to 3, she really started showing, signs of autism. My wife, being a speech pathologist, she was really on top of things and was able, was really looking at what those kind of signs. The lining things up. That was a big thing when she was playing with toys. Everything was lined up in a line. She would become real irritable or frustrated if people messed up her toys. She had an unusual way of playing, and those are all signs of autism, of course. when she turned 3, we took her to Vanderbilt, and they did a lot of tests, that kind of stuff. Hold on just a second. They did, but anyway, at Vanderbilt, they did a bunch of tests and said, we want more research. We want to give her a chance to kind of develop a little more. So we went back. So they scheduled us to come back in a year. Through that year, still, the verbal was picking up. We got her into preschool, but still, we were not even getting full sentences. We were still getting words, single words, not a lot of words. To that. However, on another note, she knew her ABC. She knew how to count, and really, honestly, she learned her ABCs on her own, and she was was showing signs of having a real good memory, which is true. She's got a really good memory. But then we went back to Vanderbilt. When after she turned 4, and they diagnosed her with autism. Wasn't too shocked, I guess. I'm a teacher. I've dealt with kids that are autistic, and my wife's dealt with a lot as well. So wasn't too shocked. Wasn't too blown out of the water. We kind of saw it coming. But, there's been a lot of struggles along the way. From the time that she was 3 to 4, I would say those were the biggest years where we had the most meltdowns, frustration, just a lot of long nights, hard days. Hold on just a second. So with that being said, a lot of long nights, we had a lot of meltdowns during that time period. Meltdowns when you just you don't know what to do. You just sit there. There's many ways you can handle meltdowns. Some people try to restrain and hold, and that doesn't work. Sometimes sometimes we would just, I guess, let her lay there and cry, and you try to communicate, but it's, you get to those points where they're almost not reachable. I don't really know what else to say when it comes to that, because they were rough times. Whenever we eventually came out of meltdowns a lot. I assume therapy and her becoming more verbal helped out a lot. Like I said before, she's been in therapy since she was 18 months old, and I would rely and heavily support the fact that she's improved that much because of therapy. Okay, got a little sidetracked there, but as I was saying, we've slowly made progress with Elliana over the years. A lot to do with therapy and just being proactive on the parent front, I guess. Constantly sticking to schedules and routines. She really works best when she knows what she's got to do. Picture schedules are great help and really helped out when she went to school, when she started preschool, and actually getting her over some of her eating sensory issues. When from about for the longest time when she was younger, she ate basically about five things. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bananas, apples, Oreo cookies, barbecue chips. You know, she was very limited on what she would eat, and we got to the point to where we had to do something. So from the time she was 4, I think it was probably the summer she was 4. Actually, maybe the summer she was 5. We got her into eating therapy with an OT and a speech path, and they did wonderful work, and she increased her appetite big time, started eating more, but anyway, from about 4 to 5, that was when we started seeing the most improvement. Meltdowns decreased, her speech increased, and it's almost like every 3 to 4 months she would have a language boom, and then that would decrease behavior problems, because oftentimes when she would have a meltdown or some sort of problem, it was because we didn't understand what she wanted, and that would be hard for anybody. She oftentimes would want a certain something done a certain way. We wouldn't know exactly how to do it. That would then increase and go into a meltdown of sorts. But anyway, so those problems began to decrease a lot from the age of about between 4, 5, and then 5 to 6. We've had a huge gain, and now she'll be 7 here in a month, and there's so many specific things to talk about. I'm actually, I guess, probably going to go ahead and end this video here in a second, because there's just so many things that goes into autism and raising a child with autism. It just there's a lot to it, and there can we are on the luckier side, or I guess if there is a lucky side, I shouldn't say it that way, but she's made loads of improvement, but we've had loads of work we've done, and just over time she's just improved. That's one thing. She never has really regressed any. She's always been able to improve and get forward. And there's about 3 things. Her eating was terrible. She had meltdowns a lot, and her speech and language was low. She wants me?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right there. But as we got those things worked out, her speech increased, things got better, her food intake improved, things got better, and I'll probably just need to make another video to add on, because I believe someone else is needing me, somebody little. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, just let me know. Thanks.